My next addition to the capsule wardrobe will be 2 dresses. And I hope you've noticed that I do use very simple and basic patterns because I want my beginners to succeed. You can find lots of different patterns online, but this is for you, people who have not sewn that much before. Some of it are easy enough for children. Even though I've been sewing many, many years, I'm not even going to tell you how many. I was a young child when I started sewing. I still do not do set-in sleeves for dolls. I will line something, I will face a neckline, but set-in sleeves is ridiculous to do for dolls when this type of sleeve is just fine. The fabric, I have 2 knits. You could use woven fabric, but these are knits. Both are from my closet, things that I was going to purge. I got on a real kick recently of purging my closet. And I think, well, actually this is from my husband's closet. He knows, don't worry. So it was a shirt, and it's stretchy, and it matches this little flower. And the other one is kind of a sweater fabric, and it goes pretty well with this skirt also. You know that you could just slide a sleeve up the doll and call it a day. I've seen people do that. But I'm going to make an A-line, kind of a A-line tunic out of this fabric, and I'm going to make a high-waisted dress with a gathered skirt with this fabric. First thing you're going to do is draw your pattern on the wrong side of the fabric. Place the 2 right sides together with the fold, and you can try matching up a little bit better than I did if you have any patterns in your fabric. I made a practice dress, make sure it fit, before I used up this fabric. And after I knew that it fit and it was the right length and everything else, I drew it onto the fabric I'm going to use. Before I cut, I sewed under the arms. And now I'm going to cut on the lines. Turn it, press it with your iron, cut a back opening, and at the last minute I decided I wanted to lengthen the sleeves with a cuff. It's just a little detail. I took the hem of the shirt and put right sides together. I'm going to sew it, and that will make a nice little cuff as I sew. You could lengthen your sleeve. I'm also going to put the same type and do it kind of the same way around the neckline. And I haven't decided yet if I want to completely hide that ribbing or let a little bit of it show. That looks good. I kind of like details. Folded one on first and then put the non-folded one. So when you turn it over, the folded will be what you see. And then you just do this little whip stitch, and it should hold it down pretty good. I could leave a high neck and a wide cuff, or I could fold up the cuff. I like that. I'm going to do that. And rather than a real high neck, I'm going to hand sew just a tiny little ribbing. I think I like that better. I'm ready to add the gathered part of the high bodice dress. And I pin my gathers in. And you can make it, this is the bottom of the shirt, and you can make it as long as you want it. But I'm going to make mine a short skirt. And here's the dress. I always like my basic pattern using knit fabric. It just lays really nice. And I'll make some more pictures. The A-line dress, I'm only going to sew the shoulders because I want to line the top of the dress, the sleeves, and the neckline, and the back. Sew the lining on. Clip your corners and your curves. Sew the sides. And as I tucked the lining in, I made a few hand stitches to make sure it stayed inside the dress. About, I'd say, a good 3 inches down, I left open. And if I weren't watching Netflix, I would have remembered to put the slits in, but I forgot. But it looks okay. This is a knit fabric. I think I would have liked a woven fabric better to make this pattern. I do love the armholes and the curved neckline. Hem it, and it's ready to wear. I'm going to make the vest out of the same pattern that I used to make the green dress. This time it's woven material. And there's the L-shaped armholes, and I'm going to make a V-neck in the front and a rounded neck in the back. And I wanted to mention this is a recycled shirt from our closet. I sewed the shoulders, and now I'm going to cut it. And on this one I'm going to show you how to slope a shoulder. In order to slope the shoulder, pin under the arms, pin in the front, and then you're going to angle the shoulder seam. I'll put my ruler at that point and draw a straight line, and I will try to get this side the exact angle just by measuring it with my ruler. I'm going to make the lining by putting the vest on the fabric and sewing around the armholes, the neckline, and down the front. Now this is after you've sloped your shoulders. I've trimmed the lining and the front of the vest, and now it's time to turn it. I've turned the lining, I've zigzagged the raw edges. Now I'm going to join the side seams, open up the lining part, and just sew right straight down. In order to make the facings stay inside, I'm going to do a few little hand stitches and tack them down. Then I'm going to serge or zigzag the bottom, raw edges, and then turn up a hem, and I'm done. I added some faux buttons on the vest.